Hi everyone, welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. Welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. My name is Gina Pike. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. Today we're going to be doing a Let's Getting Started into the Miss May Mystery Shawl Knit Along. You guys know that I'm going to be working on this, and there's a whole group of you guys out there that are going to be knitting this along with me. So I thought I would just get into the let's get started into a mystery knit along. Some of you guys have never done a mystery knit along, and you've been asking about the colors and all that stuff. So let's just get a little bit into this, and let's just maybe talk about it a little bit. So this is the Miss May Mystery Knit Along. This is from Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade. How you can buy the pattern, it's in Ravelry. It is listed down below in the description box. What is a mystery knit along? A mystery knit along is where the designer will release portions of the pattern, and you don't know what it is, so you don't know what the shawl looks like. That's the first thing. But then you get portions of the pattern released, and this is over 5 weeks. This is going to start on June the 7th, tomorrow, and run. It's going to you'll get a new portion of the pattern every Tuesday. So it'll be the 14th, 21st, 28th, and 5th, July the 5th. And the final pattern reveal on social media will be July the 12th. However, it is going to continue along until you have until August the 26th to finish it up and post your picture in the Ravelry group to participate in the prizes that are being given away by Helen Stewart. For those of you who want to, in my group here, that want to knit this along with me, I will be posting a slideshow of your pictures if you do knit this along with me. And if you want to participate in that, at the end, I will also, or I'll just keep the dates simple. August 26th, we'll finish that up. I'll do a slideshow, and I'll put everybody's name on a wheel, and we'll spin a wheel, and we'll pick a winner. Or we'll figure it out. I may not do it that way. We'll just figure it out. I haven't really fleshed out all the details of it, so of that part of it, but we'll figure it out as we go along. So today I want to talk about what do we know about this shawl right now. She did really kind of give us a hint. This is going to be a deep crescent shape shawl. So what is a deep crescent shape shawl? It's, instead of, some of the shawls I made are like very long and skinny. That's a crescent shape. A deep crescent shape is kind of like a moon, kind of like a crescent moon. That's what I would call it. It has a little bit more depth right in here, and then it goes like this. And I've got a picture I can show you. It usually starts in the center, and then it works on out, and you increase on each side of every row until the piece gets to the desired length of the shawl. So you're doing increases on the edges of the shawl. So be looking for that. Since it's a mystery, you don't have any idea how these colors are going to interact, what they're going to do. Now, I think I'm going to use this kit that I purchased from Amanda Hope. These are the 4 colors. This is a Vichy Soie. This is Aruba. This is Rose Gold and Limoncello. You can see how they all look together. Really pretty. And everybody's like trying to figure out in their stash, use their stash, what do they have, what can they put together for this shawl. Now, we talked to Wendy of Amanda Hope, and she actually picked those colors from the label this is the spoiler label for the shawl, and it'll be on the what I would use for the thumbnail for every one of the videos related to Miss May. So I know that actually came from Helen Stewart, and she used that for inspiration, which is great. We're going to talk about that. But the other thing you can do, if you don't have 4 colors that you think that you like that will go well together, you can make a single colored shawl. I recommend using something not super variegated. I know everybody loves their variegated yarns, but there is going to be a little bit of lace in here, and I don't know, we don't know where the lace will be. We don't know if it's going to be a lot of lace or just a little lace ever so often. So you want to do something that's going to play a little bit well, and for lace, tonals do very well, or lightly variegated. Now, something that's lightly variegated, I would call something like this. Well, this may be a little too much variegated, but I don't know that it's so light. You know, maybe a light color variegation, it probably wouldn't compete too much with the lace. And you would need 3 skeins for a single colored shawl. 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn, which as she did break down the totals for us. Color A is going to use 220 yards. Color B, 260 yards. Color C, 280 yards. And color D, 200 yards. So that total is 958 yards. So if you have 3 skeins that are usually about 400 yards, that's about 1,200 yards. So you still have enough for a single color with 3 skeins, which is great. And she's recommending using a US 6 needle. Now, if you're going to vary your yarns in any way, if you're going to use like a lace weight yarn, or if you're going to use a thicker yarn, maybe a DK weight yarn, you want to adjust your needles to so that it will make the right fabric. You want it to not be too thick. You want it to be flowy, like a shawl will be flowy. But if you're using lace weight yarn, you may not want to use a US 6. You may want to drop the needle size down just a little bit, because you don't want it to be too open. You want to have some structure to the shawl. So those are things to consider. Another thing you could do, instead of like for like a 1 color shawl, or if you don't have 4 colors, that play well together, you could use something like this. This, I think, would be really interesting to do. This is a 1,000 yards. This is a twister yarn from Hobie. It is 1,000 meters, 1093 yards. So that would be plenty of yardage for that shawl. And look at the colors in that. So that would be really pretty. I don't know how they would meet up with the different lace parts, but it might work out really perfectly. So that might be another option you could do from something in your stash. So let's go back to picking the colors. There are many things you can do to help you pick colors. You can look at nature. You can look at pictures. You can look out your front door and look at, what do you see? What colors do you see? What do you like that you see? Is there a sunset? Are there birds? Are there flowers? Things like that can always inspire you to a picture that you see or a building, an area that has certain colors that you just enjoy. Those kinds of things can inspire you to pick colors. Take the picture, bring it home, see what you have in your stash to match that. Or you could pick an old piece of clothing that you might love. And just love the way it looks on you, match some of the colors in that. You can even wear your shawl with that item when you're done. One of the things I think that Helen has done, Helen Stewart, is she picked the William Morris. He's famous for doing the prints, the tapestries, the paintings, creating fabrics. So I believe she took a lot of I think this one is from that, and I've got some pictures here scrolling, and you could take a look. Google him online. Take a look at some of the prints he's created. They're very colorful and multicolored. So find a William Morris print that you love and build your shawl around that. Look at the colors in that print, pick the 4 colors that you love most, and put that together, and that can be your inspiration. Or you can even use art. I know one year she did a mystery knit along called the Impressionist Mystery Knit Along. We picked an Impressionist painting. So if you have a favorite artist, look at some of the pictures that you love with this famous artist, and pick one. Build your yarn that you're going to use for the shawl around that. So there are some ideas, and if you're still unsure about how your yarns might look, there's a couple of things you can do to kind of help you figure out, make a decision. So the first one, and I'm sure you guys have seen these. These aren't anything new, but I'm just kind of just reminding you. You can do like what's called a lazy man swatch, and you can do this on a ruler. You can do this on a piece of cardboard. I chose to do it just on some needles I had, some DPNs, just to show you guys that it's nothing fancy. There's no tool you have to buy. Just use what you have at home. And these are some of the yarns that I had from some of my scraps, and I just grabbed 4 of them. And all you have to do is just wrap your yarn. There's going to be plenty of yarn for the 4 skeins. I didn't want to use my 4 skeins because I haven't wound them yet. I got to do that later. But you just wind a little bit of each yarn together and see how they play together. See if you like it. You can even do them in different orders. This took like 2 minutes to do. You just wind a little bit of the yarn of each one of the yarns on this cardboard or ruler or whatever you use, and just see if you like it. See if you like the way they look together, and that's called the lazy man's swatch. Or you can do a little swatch. Now I didn't do 4 colors, I just did 3 colors. But basically I just want to show you how simple it was. It only took a couple minutes to do this too. I grabbed some other yarns from my stash, my little scraps here, and I just knitted cast on a few stitches on a DPM, and I knitted these colors. I had the greens. I had a couple of greens and a dark purple, and you just knit the 4 colors together. You can do them in any order you want. This is just stockinette stitch. You cast on a few stitches, and let's see how many I did here. I did 2, 4, 6, 8 stitches, and you just do a little knit and purl stockinette stitch till you create a few rows. Like, I think you can get the idea, but take the time, do a quick little swatch. You should have plenty of yarn because we're only going to be using 958 yards of the. If you have 4 skeins, you should have 1,600 yards. So wind your yarns, put them together, and then maybe do a little, this kind of a swatch, or do this kind of a swatch. We're not starting till tomorrow, so there's still plenty of time to do this, and see if you just like how they play along, and maybe you decide that I really do not like this bottom green, and you don't use that. You find something else in your stash that you might want to use, and there you go. Those are a few ideas to maybe help you guys while you're trying to figure out how to pick the colors for this shawl that's going to be starting tomorrow. So what's going to happen tomorrow, for those of you who bought the pattern, you will get the pattern emailed to you in Ravelry. And if for some reason you don't see it, she's not telling us the time zone. She's in Australia, so I don't know if it'll be there for the people who are in the US when we get up, or what time it is going to release, but we'll see. We will just have to see. That's part of the fun of the mystery as well. But you will get a message that you in Ravelry that you have an update for that pattern, so you can read all of that. Click on it. It should take you to the link. Okay, if for some reason you do not see the email come through, but you're seeing, like, you're in the Curious Handmade group, and you're seeing people talking about starting to knitting it, you may not have gotten an email update. What you want to do is go onto your project page, click on the Miss May Shawl Mystery Knit Along link. That should be at the very top of your page, and that will take you to the pattern page. And then you'll see In My Library over there on the top right. Click on In My Library, and it should probably say update there, and then just click update, and it should update it, and then you click on the update, and then you can access the link. I hope that's not too confusing. Maybe I'll try to find a few pictures here to show that. But if you have any questions, you can email me too. I'll be glad to try to help you guys out. And I think that's it. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of tips, because I've seen some people, asking me about yarns, and I just wanted to give you a few ideas. Again, do not stress. If you do not have your yarns picked out, there's plenty of time to do all this. I just wanted to give you a few tips of what you could do to pick yarns to get things started, or to find some inspiration if you're just not sure about the yarns you've picked. Just take take 20 minutes to look at some prints, see if there's something that you really love. Think about your stash. If you have something in your stash that would match that. I know we're all trying to use what we have in our stash. So just get as close as you can to that, and just then play with them a little bit and just make sure you like them. We have plenty of time. It's much better to invest a little bit of time into picking the right yarns that you want for your project, instead of just throwing something together quickly and then getting on down the road and realizing you don't really like these colors together. So just take a little bit of time and really think about the colors, and I guarantee you won't be sorry that you did that. So anyway, I will be doing a stitch tutorial after the pattern releases tomorrow. I will take some time and film how to do all of the stitches so that you guys, for those of you who might be knitting this, can reference that on how to do each stitch, and I will timestamp each stitch. So be looking for that probably either late Tuesday or early Wednesday. I'm going to try to release it as early as I can so that you guys will have time to use it. But I thought about making this video and that video together, but I thought maybe I should just go ahead and do the colors today, and then we'll do the stitches. It'll probably be Wednesday, but if I could get it out late Tuesday, I promise I will. So hope you all are doing well. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend, and I'm excited that a lot of you guys are going to be knitting this with me. I hope some of you guys maybe or this is the first time you're hearing about it, and you will want to join in and knit along with us. Please do. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to see everybody's projects. I love seeing projects in the same project in different yarns, everybody's different interpretation of if somebody's going to do a gradient. I know some people are looking at gradients. If somebody's going to do a single color shawl, I know some people are thinking about that. So I'm excited about seeing the ways this shawl can look in various yarns and colors. I always enjoy looking at that. So I think it'll be fun, and I hope that you'll join in and knit along with us. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. All right, bye-bye.